Today I'm going to be showing you two different ways to make drawing paper using junk mail or sensitive documents, or really any paper products that you might have. And of course, I'm going to do a little drawing as well. For this one, I used about a year's worth of pay stubs. I don't know why I was collecting those, but it's a nice thin receipt-like paper, so I figured it would make a really good drawing paper. I cut it up into tiny little pieces and threw it in a large bowl, filled it up with water, and let that soak overnight. So after trying a few things to break down this paper, it turns out an immersion blender is the perfect thing to use. I've used this more for art than cooking, for sure. So after I got this nice pulp, I put a few scoops in a nice fine mesh silk screen and then squish it down flat to fill in the whole screen, try to make it nice and consistent. Next, I pressed it down using a sponge and then some rags just to get most of the water out of here. The only drawback with this method is it's a bit hard to get the paper out of the screen. But then after I got a bunch of those, I spent the next few days pressing the pages in between rags just to try to keep them flatter because I don't have a paper press. But if you do have a press, this probably isn't necessary. I was just trying to get some super flat paper. So yeah, this is what we're left with. A nice rough-edged, textured, thick piece of paper. Here's version 2. This is the more traditional route. These pages I also made with a bunch of pay stubs, but they're from a different job and they're much thicker and blue. I'm not sure why I'm saving up all my pay stubs, but I guess I figured they might come in handy somewhere down the line, and check it out, it did. For this one, I made a little wooden decal out of some scrap wood because this is the more traditional technique of paper making. So for this one, you just get a big old bin to put your water and pulp in. You definitely want more water for this one just to fill in the space. With that being said, you also get a thinner page. So you put the decal on top of your screen and then you wave it around in the water till you get a nice layer. And then when you bring it up, you got a page. I like to squish these out with a sponge or some rags as well. And then there you go, you're done. You just gotta take these pages off your screen and then you're good to go. This method will typically give you thinner pages, but you can also crank them out a lot faster. Personally, I like the first method better. It's a lot slower, but I think you get a much better end result. But I just like a thicker page. Interestingly enough, the thickness and texture of the papers before they were recycled didn't seem to give the final product any noticeably different feel. I've only tried this with two different types of paper, but I just thought that might be something to note. Alright, so let's get back into the drawing and finish this guy up. This is the first drawing that I've made on this paper, and I gotta say, it is really, really nice. It holds ink really well, it doesn't bleed a lot, it doesn't bleed through the back because it's nice and thick. So yeah, let's get back to it.